Welcome to a peculiar corner of American jurisprudence. While the U.S. prides itself on a dynamic legal system, it also harbors a fascinating collection of statutory fossils, laws enacted decades, sometimes centuries ago, that, against all logic, remain active in 2026. These aren't just historical curiosities, they represent the often unseen layers of governance, reflecting past societal norms, unique local issues, or simply legislative inertia. Today, we're embarking on a deep dive into 15 of the most perplexing and outright strange laws still enforceable, examining their origins and contemplating their surprising persistence. Our journey begins in Maine, with a seemingly redundant statute: it is illegal to exit an aircraft in flight. While common sense and aviation safety regulations universally prohibit such an act, the law's explicit existence, with its specific exception for skydiving, underscores a legal system's attempt to codify even the most obvious safety protocols. This might trace back to early aviation, when the risks were less understood, or perhaps to prevent accidental exits from less secure aircraft. It raises questions about where common sense ends and legal codification begins. Next, we head to the Sunshine State, specifically Key West, Florida. Here, it remains illegal to sing in a swimsuit. This peculiar ordinance likely originated from early 20th century morality laws, reflecting a bygone era's efforts to regulate public decorum, particularly in burgeoning tourist destinations. The juxtaposition of swimwear, leisure, and public performance, once deemed indecent, now appears comically anachronistic. It highlights how local jurisdictions often created specific rules to control social behavior in ways that seem utterly foreign today, a lingering ghost of puritanical concerns. California, a hub for technological innovation, presents a law that feels oddly prescient yet equally outdated. It is illegal to operate a vehicle at 60 miles per hour or more without a driver. While obviously targeting traditional human-driven vehicles, this law creates an intriguing legal gray area for the rapidly advancing autonomous vehicle industry. As self-driving cars become more commonplace and capable of speeds exceeding 60 miles per hour without human intervention, this statute could pose a silent, yet significant, regulatory hurdle, forcing a re-evaluation of legal definitions around operator and driver. In Texas, a state with deep agricultural roots, an obscure law persists: it is illegal to milk another person's cow. While seemingly a straightforward property rights issue, the specificity of milking a cow rather than a general trespass or theft statute harks back to an agrarian society where livestock was central to livelihood and inter-neighbor disputes over farm animals were common. It underscores the protective measures once deemed necessary for rural economies, a detailed legal safeguard against a very specific form of rural mischief or resource appropriation. Alabama offers a truly unique statute concerning public decorum. It is illegal to wear a fake mustache that causes laughter in church. This law is a fascinating snapshot of attempts to maintain solemnity and order in religious spaces, while also showcasing the subjective nature of law enforcement. How does one quantify laughter caused by a fake mustache? It likely emerged from an incident of disruption, demonstrating a micro-level response to perceived irreverence. This speaks to a historical desire to control behavior, even seemingly innocuous acts, within specific social settings. Ohio has perhaps one of the most whimsical animal protection laws: it is illegal to get a fish drunk. This law, while seemingly absurd, likely falls under broader animal cruelty or welfare statutes. Its hyper-specific nature suggests either a historical incident involving intoxicated aquatic life, or a lawmaker with a vivid imagination. While unlikely to be enforced, it highlights how laws can sometimes extend to prevent even hypothetical and bizarre forms of harm, underscoring a legislative impulse to cover all bases, no matter how improbable the scenario. In Vermont, a state often associated with progressive ideals, an archaic law dictates it is illegal to deny the existence of God. This statute directly conflicts with the First Amendment's Establishment Clause, which prohibits government endorsement of religion, and the Free Exercise Clause, protecting individual religious beliefs. While clearly unconstitutional and unenforceable today, its continued presence on the books is a stark reminder of early American laws that intertwined state governance with religious doctrine. Its persistence highlights how constitutional challenges can sometimes leave old laws dormant but not formally repealed. Baltimore, Maryland, upholds a peculiar blue law. It is illegal to sell a hula hoop on Sunday. Blue laws, historically common across the U.S., restricted commercial activities on Sundays, often for religious reasons. The specificity of the hula hoop points to its popular emergence in the late 1950s and early 60s, a period when its sales might have been seen as frivolous or distracting from Sunday's solemnity. This law illustrates how specific products can get caught in the net of broader moralistic legislation, highlighting the dated economic and social control mechanisms of yesteryear. Pennsylvania contributes to our list with a rather specific public safety concern. It is illegal to sleep on top of a refrigerator outdoors. While the sheer absurdity elicits a chuckle, this law likely stems from very real dangers, perhaps related to abandoned appliances posing suffocation hazards, or specific instances of individuals using refrigerators as makeshift beds in public spaces. It's a hyper-specific response to a localized problem, illustrating how legislation can be drafted to address incredibly niche, yet potentially serious, public nuisance or safety issues that have long faded from memory. Kansas enforces a refined, if peculiar, alcohol regulation. It is illegal to serve wine in teacups. This law likely originates from historical attempts to regulate alcohol consumption and maintain decorum, particularly during Prohibition or its immediate aftermath when temperance movements were strong. Serving wine in teacups might have been seen as an attempt to circumvent public consumption laws, disguise alcohol, or simply as undignified. It provides insight into the intricate, sometimes bizarre, ways states have tried to control the social aspects of drinking. Arizona presents a restriction on personal liberty that raises eyebrows. It is illegal to own more than 6 dildos. This law, often cited in discussions about morality clauses in legislation, highlights attempts to regulate personal sexual items. Such statutes typically stem from outdated obscenity laws or conservative social norms, seeking to impose limits on private behavior. The arbitrary number 6 underscores the subjective and often unscientific basis of such legislative efforts, raising serious questions about privacy, individual autonomy, and the government's role in personal choices. In Little Rock, Arkansas, a specific noise ordinance dictates it is illegal for a dog to bark after 6 p.m. This law, a prime example of attempts to manage urban noise pollution, is uniquely specific to canines and their post-sunset vocalizations. While well-intentioned for maintaining residential peace, its enforceability is highly debatable. How does one prove a dog is illegally barking versus merely being a dog? This highlights the practical challenges in legislating animal behavior, contrasting the desire for tranquility with the realities of pet ownership. Skamania County, Washington, has perhaps the most fantastical law on our list. It is illegal to hunt Bigfoot. Enacted in the 1960s, this ordinance was a tongue-in-cheek response to numerous local sightings in tourism interest. While Bigfoot remains a mythical creature, the law paradoxically offers it protection, making it a protected species within county limits. This highlights how local legislation can intertwine with folklore, community identity, and even humor, demonstrating the unique ways localities engage with their distinct cultural narratives, even those based on the unproven. Illinois offers a specific professional boundary rule. It is illegal to talk to a priest for legal advice while they are performing Mass. This law aims to prevent disruption of religious services and perhaps to maintain the distinction between spiritual guidance and professional legal counsel. It suggests a historical issue where congregants might have sought legal counsel from priests during sacred rites, creating disorder or inappropriate contexts. This statute reflects a desire to preserve the sanctity of religious ceremonies and to delineate professional roles, even within a sacred setting. Finally, Michigan's consumer protection laws include a very specific fraud prevention measure. It is illegal to paint sparrows to sell them as parakeets. This law is a fascinating example of consumer fraud prevention, stemming from a time when such deceptive practices, particularly with animals, were prevalent. It highlights historical attempts to protect buyers from unscrupulous sellers, ensuring transparency in commerce. It also speaks to early animal welfare concerns, preventing the cruel alteration of birds for deceptive financial gain, a testament to enduring principles of fairness in trade. From archaic morality clauses to hyper-specific animal protections, These 15 laws offer a compelling glimpse into the diverse and often bizarre tapestry of American legislation. They underscore how laws, once enacted, possess a surprising inertia, remaining on the books long after their original context has faded. While many are unenforceable or simply ignored, their existence serves as a testament to legislative history, reflecting shifts in societal values, technological progress, and the enduring challenge of keeping legal codes relevant. As we move further into 2026, these strange laws remind us that the past is never truly gone, especially in the realm of statutes.